Well, from this season's preview, we learned a lot just from the preview. When it comes to you, Hazel, we learned that you are bisexual, but you felt as if you had to hide it living in the Philippines. How did it feel to finally come out and own that?
Now that I'm here and I am free, like I am free being who really I am, I'm glad because finally I found a guy that really accept me and especially my son. And now I'm not shy for being me.
Hello, folks, and welcome to the Relationship Builder. I am Joy, and this is my husband, Bobby. And so we're here as a couple who, want to help other couples strive for better and healthier relationships. And so we're just here to talk to you a little bit about how other couples go about doing certain things. And we want to, introduce some reality TV in and some commentary. And so tonight or today, we want to talk about 90 Day Fiance and a couple by the name of Tarik and Hazel. So Tarik is a gentleman who went, I don't know, where's Hazel from again? Do you remember?
I think it's the Philippines. Yeah, the Philippines.
All right. So Tarik goes, I think like a couple years ago, he goes to the Philippines.
More than a couple of years, like
Okay, he said they've been together for like two years and
years,
change or
yeah.
whatever. So he went to the Philippines a couple years ago to meet Hazel. The gist that I got from it was she didn't seem like she was into him or
Yeah,
anything.
he saw her on social media. I think it was Facebook, and he started, correspond through that, and he was really taken by her, and he struck by her, and decided, hey, I want to fly halfway around the world to meet this girl. And my take on that, like to me, Tariq seemed like a very, insecure guy, somewhat kind of passive in a sense, and the vibe I get from Hazel, like I don't think Hazel is really feeling him. Like the first day she saw him, she was just more standoffish and talking about he has bald head and his belly's big and all that. And when somebody travel halfway around the world, I mean, if you don't like them, I mean, you don't like them. But I just get the sense that she wasn't really into him that much.
Perhaps, right? But anyway, clearly, and we only find this out recently, is that she decides that, I guess they decide that she's going to come to the States. He makes it happen, right? So Hazel arrives here in the States, and the last I saw on a clip was that now they're saying that she's bisexual. She claims that, or Tariq says that she told him that she had told her ex that she was bisexual. He shunned her, and Tariq said he's always known, and that's fine for him. So they're saying that they're going to allow other women to come in or another woman to come in, and I guess be a part of the relationship for whatever that's worth. I guess I just want to say my point of view on this is, I think relationships are complicated as they are with two people. And the idea of bringing someone else into the relationship, and listen, to each their own, not a thing for me personally, but to each their own. I feel like it's just going to be very mucky. Tariq cares about Hazel and will give Hazel almost anything because he loves her. And again, we say we don't get the feeling that she feels the same way, but nonetheless, she's here. They have 90 days to wed. I guess, most likely Tariq is going to marry her no matter what happens. But I guess my question is this, I feel like we're stepping into a world now where women are wanting men to accept that if they want to have girlfriends and they want to have their husbands, that they should be free to do that. I guess I think that's a load of crap. Personally, I think it taints the relationship. It goes back to other commentaries that we've done where they talk about bringing other people in. I feel like it just makes things extremely a mess. You can want to please who you're with, and I get that. But I guess I would say, where do you draw the line? Where's the boundary of we're going to do this to keep our relationship happy versus we wouldn't go there because it can destroy the relationship? Where's that boundary?
I guess it goes back to something that you said to me a while back. You said only the two people in that relationship decides what works, right?
Mhm.
And in this regard, right, this works. All right. Our previous partner didn't shun her. Tariq is open to it.
He did shun her. The first partner didn't like the idea of
That's
it.
what I said. The first
Oh,
partner shunned her,
okay.
but Tariq seemed like he's open with it, right?
Mm.
And in some ways, I can get where he's coming from because I'm gonna be honest. I mean, like any guy would like more than one woman in bed. You'd like to have your wife and another woman in the bed. You can have both of them. It ain't cheating because it's good. I mean, it's good either way, right? But where these things get really really messy, as you said, was what if that woman now decides to run off with this girl and start doing their thing on the side? People have to be mindful that people are people, and people can do things that once you expose them to certain things, they can do it without you, right? And I've heard a lot of guys who end up with girls who are bisexual and open to the idea, and then starts out with a threesome, and then next thing you know, they start having their own thing on the side until eventually there's no need for him anymore, right? So when you're making that decision to do a threesome, if everybody falls in line and do what they're supposed to do, it's great. It's great. Everybody's gonna have fun. It's great, and after that, you can go back to being a couple until they decide to meet up, hook up again, right? When everything goes the way it's supposed to go, it can be a really good experience to have. But you also have to understand that if that woman that you're bringing into the equation, and yeah, these are discussions you really have to have, right? What kind of woman do you want to bring? Because you do not want to bring a woman who's like really into your guy, or a woman who's a straight up lesbian, because she's going to differently try to pull that girl away from you and have her for herself.
But how do you know what people are about until I just want to say to you.
But
that
that's how we can
that's
be
the
sticky,
whole,
right?
But that's why, for me personally, like I just feel like if you want to have a peaceful relationship, just understand that you're rolling the dice. And listen, rolling the dice, like you said, between the two people is absolutely their decision, right? You have to do whatever feels right for you. But just know, in opening the door, what the possibilities are, right? Jack in the box, right? Pandora's box. You don't know what you're opening up everything to. So you're taking a risk. So when I see Tarik being okay with this, and he says, well, I don't have to worry. Like, I'm sure that like we've got through what we've got through to date, and so therefore we'll get through this. I really think he's opening Pandora's box, and not just because she's bisexual, but I personally don't think him and Hazel are that stable yet. I don't believe that you can be assured of that this girl is in it for the right reasons. I don't know.
Because one of the things that when we watched your earlier episode, and they was talking to her, she said she wanted to get her son to America. Right. And all of the conversation, it was basically about her and her son. Now, obviously, like you said, Tariki's going to marry her. Once you do that, she can start looking about getting her son up, right? I mean, like probably even before she can get her paper, she still can get her son up. Once she gets her paper and she gets her son up, what I mean? It could be a situation where she can just flip and become a full-time lesbian, and he's left holding the bag. And one of the things that a lot of people, fear about bringing people up is doing all the work to bring that person up, and they end up with somebody else who didn't do anything. You know what I mean?
It's a chance
And
you
that's
take,
a
right?
really, really, really tough situation to be in, because that's the worst kind of use you can possibly, you can put yourself into, because there's a lot of work into bringing somebody up, a lot of money, a lot of time to bring that person up, and the last thing you want to know is that you do all that and then you're left holding the bag and they're off with somebody else who didn't even do after work,
That's the chance
right?
you take. Everybody on
So
90 Day
I
Fiance
think,
takes.
yeah, they all do that, right?
Yeah.
And I think for Tariq, to make that decision after dating a woman for 2 years, right? And deciding that that's okay, then, that's a really tricky thing. And sometimes you can't, people are going to do whatever anyway. They either tell you, and if you want to go ahead with it, then they will do it more openly. And if you don't, they're going to find a way to do it anyway. So how do you win with that, right? That's a decision you have to make if you want to be with somebody who's bisexual. And hopefully, if you say you agree with that, then they play the rules by the game by having a threesome full out, or deciding that, it's going to go another way. Right. And I've heard stories about, people are in that kind of relationship, and they stay over there and do this and then come home to their partner, which I think is just another, that can be a problem down the road as well. So for Tariq, man, I wish you all the best, man. I hope it work out for you. But from my point of view, watching the relationship until this point, we're gonna see what happened in the new episode anyway, because the next episode is coming up. And yeah, you all can even, like I said, you can subscribe to our channel or send us a like on the video, and we can, we can get into that more. But as the season progresses, we're gonna see what happened, and we're gonna be filling you in. But
Absolutely.
my take before the beginning of the series is, I think that might be a really bad situation for Tariq, but that's up for him to go through. So, is there another couple that's coming up that you're interested to know, or you want to go back on Tariq and them?
We'll just focus here, but I just think that everything is a chance that you take, and I don't think it's going to play out in the first I don't think it's going to play out in this season. I don't think much of it. I think they're going to be focused on. I mean, as if he allows Hazel and they're all about that and they're right, they're fine.
Yeah, that's
But
gonna
I
be
think they
part of
need to
it.
focus on the idea of getting themselves together, getting married, getting her settled here, and they can sprinkle it with all the fun they want to have. But if I had to give my honest opinion on it, I think that can turn out to be dirty, and Tariq has to decide how much he's willing to endure. And my question to, like I said to you last night as we were talking about this, is how would a woman feel if her husband or her soon to be husband came to her and said, I am bisexual and I want to sleep with other men, and we're going to bring other men into the bedroom so I can have some fun too. So I think some of these ladies need to ask themselves that question, because I think, yes, we say that men are selfish and they want what they want, but of course the women are becoming more like that too. I feel like whether you're bisexual or not, when you're in a relationship with one person at a time, right? So if you're bisexual, when you're with a woman, I think be with a woman that full out. That's where your relationship is at. If you've chosen to be with a man, then be with a man. You can still be. I mean, I'm sure Bobby sees other women that he's attracted to. I can see other men that I'm attracted to, but I'm not going to expect him to allow me to let them come into our bedroom. It wouldn't work here.
Listen, what happened is the world has become a lot more open to a lot of things, and the more the more open the world has become, is the more people are going to react to that, right?
Well, I'm just
And
saying.
we live in a time where people have huge sexual appetites, right? And for some people, being with one sex is not enough,
Right,
right?
but
And the thing is, those people are getting into relationships, right? And they're getting to relationships and they're bringing in that with them, right? So at the end of the day, is that something, like I said, a person want to be a part of, and you have to keep in mind that when you're going to go down that road, you're opening a lot of stuff
right,
too. And
right.
I think sometimes personally, I think two bisexual people should be together, what I mean, and then they can, I guess, figure that out. But yes, I can understand what you say. If you want to be with a man, be with a man. If you want to be with a woman, be with a woman. But the way the world is right now, you don't have to. You can be with both. It's just the person that you're with. Do they want to accept that or not? And that's what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, I believe this is risky business. So, two people are going to do what they want to do. How it's going to play out for Tariq and Hazel, tune into 90 Day Fiance.
And tune into us
And
too, because we're going to do a
yeah, well, you
rundown.
listen, if you're not able to watch the full out show, then you can come here and we'll fill you in on what's happening. Yeah, we'll let you know what's going on. So anyway, tune into the rest of our videos, folks. We'll have a lot more video commentaries coming up on this show and many others. So if you want your updates, or you want to know what's happening, or if you want to see things
Click
from
subscribe.
That's right. If you want to know what's happening, if you want to know our point of view as a couple who have been together for over 15 years, how we stay together, the things that we do, despite maybe our differing points of view, come here. We're going to show you how to keep the relationship moving along in a healthy and loving way.
And
All
click
right?
the like button too, so we can send you more videos, because that helps us a lot. And listen, folks, like Joy said, we are folks that we've been in a relationship for a long time, and there's a lot of here we go. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties going on.
Right, so we want to wrap it up
So
here.
we're going to fire our technical people because they're really sleeping on the job.
Anyway,
But yeah,
folks.
we will keep you up with a lot of relationship advices, and we'll keep you updated with the shows. So just stay tuned to Relationship Builder, and we will
See you
talk to you
soon.
soon.
Bye for now, folks.
Later.